Ja. Is your wallet safe? Yes, it's in my pocket. Do you like flowers? I just enjoy myself here. It's fine. One pint extra. Lucky escape. Living the dream. Free of that.
starting with Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez's first ever brand was her Dream Out Loud clothing collection. I specifically wanted this look, and I think I accomplished just that. Okay, well, I almost nailed this one. This is definitely a different top than she was wearing, and I swear I wore a black skirt. So now I'm thinking, is hers purple? It's pretty cute. Selena's next business venture was perfume, this iconic. Hi, sweetheart. You're not gonna believe this. Here's to another year of keeping my secrets. This iconic flower-based looking design, and the ad created drama because people were saying it was so steamy. Which, looking back now, is so silly. She's literally just like in water in a grass. Anyway, this one was such a hit that the following year, 2013, she followed it up with Viva More, and I actually found one on Poshmark. Okay, so this one has the same iconic flower design, but it's white and rose gold. It's definitely a little bit scuffed up on the edges, but it feels like there's something in it still. Let's see. Does perfume go bad? Oh, it still smells. Wait, it smells good. I actually love it. Unfortunately, this business had a messy ending, to say the least. It resulted in the perfume company Adrenalina and Selena Gomez suing each other. And honestly, I don't think anybody won, which is a shame because I think this perfume was a hit. Around the same time, in 2012, OPI collaborated with Selena Gomez on a line of nail polish colors. I bought these on for Jerry used, with the promise that none of them were dried up. So let's see if that's true. So we have 13 of them. I am fascination. I think it's better to look at the evil than to ignore it, Father. And what if you enjoy the looking? We've got Sweet Dreams, Fantasia, two love songs, Scarlet, that one's stunning. Naturally, Confetti Fun, Inner Sparkle, Oh, Spring Break, Kiss at Midnight, and the Lights, Selena, and Heavenly Angel. And they all have this cute Selena Gomez on the top part. I would wear pretty much all of these today, 10 years later. Moving on to 2018, I am so excited about this one. Selena Gomez collaborated with Coach, and this was the first time. I still love the name. Of course I remember. Tell anybody what the name was that told me the name. You $1 million a year. And Coach ever did a ready-to-wear clothing collection. And the clothes in this collection were genuinely so cute, but there was one in particular that I just had to have. It is Here's everything you need to know about the Halle Bailey and DDG breakup. If you don't know, Halle Bailey has been America's sweetheart ever since she and her sister Chloe Bailey hit the music scene. Their careers skyrocketed when they were signed by Beyonce Knowles herself. Since then, the sisters have even put out their own solo music projects. lines, but she was cast as the Little Mermaid in a live remake of the Disney classic. Things took an unexpected turn, though, when Hallie started dating rapper and internet personality DDG. Before DDG was with Hallie, he was known to get around with women who were completely different from Hallie, women like rapper Ruby Rose.
I'm Carol James. Chanel needs an attorney in domestic violence cases. Always been on Jags.
That's great. Yeah. That's really great.
Even though Hallie and DDG seemed happy with their relationship, DDG switched things up suddenly and got exposed for sliding in Ruby's DMs again, while he was still with Hallie. This is why I'm single. When DDG was exposed to this, his reaction was, but Ruby Rose didn't stop there. She wanted to let the world know that not only was DDG still interested in her, but she also wanted the fans to know she didn't like Hallie and said DDG had Hallie wearing her clothes too. Having your bitch wear my clothes is crazy. LOL. You call me every time you see me with a new ninja talking shit about them. I'm single because I don't say that shit. You know that. That's why you went to the calm girl who put up with it. With all this drama happening, Hallie announced she was pregnant with DDG's baby, and you know Ruby Rose was questioned about it. What reason is that? My ex did, and she started first. He told me she did and yes, I agree. Things seemed to cool down for a while as Hallie and DDG finally had their baby, a son named Halo. They seemed united as a family. DDG was posting several videos with their son Halo and doing really cute and funny outings.
Let's get crazy.
Just the other day, out of nowhere, DDG posted this to his Instagram story. Dear friends and supporters, I want to put in personal conversations. Hallie and I have decided to go our separate ways. This decision is not easy, but we believe it's the best path forward for both of us. I cherish the time we spent together and the love we've shared. Despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other. As we focus on our individual journeys and our roles as co-parents, we cherish the bond we built and the beautiful moments we've shared. As we navigate this transition, we ask for your understanding and support. Thank you for your love and encouragement. The public was shocked, and now it looks as if DDG is doing podcast after podcast, revealing all of their personal business. Here's a look at one of the many interviews he's done since the breakup.
For a long time, I feel like I didn't belong in the industry, the music industry, and this and that. That's why I feel like it's best thing to be with Hallie. That's just a source of the rest of being around her. It's like a lot of people were silent because they had already had they already had mindset about her and they made and she was the reason why it just made me be. So there you go. Holy guacamole, legendary story. there's a reason why you get a child together. There's a reason why all this happened. Like I announced, yeah, it's like it's like that, right? But you still family a little bit of no matter what, everything's still good. Never know the future holds. Anything else passes, they will. Nobody else's business.
It doesn't help that fans also think he's still feeding for Ruby Rose. I don't care what y'all say. For me, the DDG is happily announcing the voters that she's probably the thing is that it's like you watch, she must end up right back in the theaters. She must end up right back in the theaters because she's being there for the fans. So let's see what people have to say about all this on X. Callie should have left DDG, but he got lost letting it Ruby Rose tabs. Not after using the baby with him. I can't explain it, but DDG and Ruby Rose is really told you all DDG and Callie broke up. Maybe he wants to be in YouTube videos every day and competing with Ruby Rose. I got a feeling she hates that to be recording her baby all day. DDG and going on the press tour about his breakup with Callie only further proves to Eleven's point. You only relevant because of her. People only really know of you because of her. If your success could really stand on its own 2 feet, it would be to honor her. Now this video deserves this all, but what do you think? Are DDG and Callie done for good? Will DDG go back to Ruby Rose? Or is this all just one of DDG's many pranks? Let us know. And as always, subscribe to stay updated.
Colt would go on to go into the 8th grade in the fall of that year, and in December of 2023, that year, Colt's father, Colin, would go on to purchase his son an AR as a Christmas gift. Now, at some point, it seems that Colin ended up getting custody of the other 2 siblings, and they were all living with their father here in this home at this time. According to reports, the family had moved around a lot, and Colt's mom actually had quite a few struggles of her own. Dating back to 2007, she had a lot of legal trouble. Then on September 4th of this year, 2024, one of Colt's neighbors said that that morning they got up and they saw Colt getting on the bus with another student to go to school, and there was just something odd on that day. At 8:15 that morning, the bell rang and first period began. Then later around 9:45, the second period. Then later around 9:45, the second period, the student said that she briefly saw Colt in algebra class where the 2 of them sat next to each other. But then she said that she saw Colt get up and leave the room. She just assumed that he was doing something to skip class because it wasn't exactly clear where he went. Right around this time, around the 9:45-ish time frame, it's alleged that the mother, Marcy, said that Colt sent a text message to his father, Colin, that said, "I am sorry, not your fault." This is when she made a frantic phone call to the school counselor. Now, the counselor allegedly told Marcy that she wanted to let her know that earlier that same morning, one of Colt's teachers sent an email to the counselor saying that Colt had been making references to school. Now, after Marcy got off the phone with the school counselor, she ended up texting her sister Annie, and she told the counselor that this was an extreme emergency and that the school should immediately find him. However, they did not immediately find him. As a matter of fact, 30 minutes after Marcy called the school, allegedly, this is when Colt opened fire. Complete chaos broke out in the school, and it led to ending the lives of 2 14-year-old students, Christian and Mason, as well as 2 teachers, 53-year-old math teacher Christina and 39-year-old assistant football coach Richard, who was also a math teacher. 9 other people at the school were injured, and they were all rushed to the hospital, but they are expected to make full recovery. Now, you can imagine the horror that rang out in school that day. It is said that when the math teacher, Richard, heard all this commotion going on outside of his classroom, he got up because the door was open. He got up and he went into the hallway to see what was going on. Unfortunately, when he did, this is when he met Colt in the hallway, and Colt shot him. Students said that they had to watch their teacher was somewhat coming back into the classroom, like holding himself where he was hurt, and he fell onto the floor. The students in the class said that they did what they could to try to pull him back into the classroom, and they used the shirts off of their own backs to try to stop the bleeding. Meanwhile, some of the other students closed the door to protect themselves, and they used chairs to try to block the door off. When school resource officers found Colt and they tracked him down and confronted him, he immediately surrendered and he was taken into custody. And allegedly, he told them right there, "I did it." Now, Colin, his father, is being charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children, while Colt is being charged with 4 counts of felony murder. Now, Colt nor his father asked for bail, and Colt's father, Colin, was seen rocking back and forth. I saw so many text messages going around on social media where students were texting their parents and cannot imagine the fear. Some of these text messages where the students are telling their parents, like, "I love you if I don't see you again," and I cannot imagine the horror of everybody there not knowing what was going on. And I have a lot of opinions about this. A lot of people online are pointing the finger at each other. You know, there's all these accusations of everybody pointing the finger, and there are just so many things in hindsight that people could have done differently. And because of that alone, because they showed up there and they asked him to keep the weapons locked up, and they told him about the situation, and that is, in my opinion, where he really has a responsibility in this. It's devastating. These innocent families have to pay the price because of the red flags that were missed, ignored, rose-colored glasses, I don't know. And the situation with Colt, I don't know what was all going on in his mind, but allegedly, the stuff that he posted on the Discord the year prior said that he was planning on doing this 2 to 3 years out. So it doesn't really seem like, from what we know now, that this happened from a emotional teenager that just did something in an instant. It sounded like this was very calculated and very planned, and wanted this to happen. And he had only been at the school for a couple days. It's like he was sitting at home for some weird reason, putting people like a Sandy Hook guy on a pedestal, even by going and translating his name into Russian. I mean, something ain't right up there. The way that the school seemed to handle it and the police department, you know, it seems like they did a great job. And that system that they had in place, where all of those teachers were hitting the panic button, it's just awesome that they even had that. That's what it's
This is what I hate to come out of my office.
We should be working together. Batman and Robin always sound like home.
Thank you for that.
That's exactly what Batman says. That's awesome.
This is what I hate to come out of my office.
We should be working together. Batman and Robin always sound like home.
Thank you for that.
That's exactly what Batman says. That's awesome.
This is what I hate to come out of my office.
We should be working together. Batman and Robin always sound like home.
Thank you for that.
That's exactly what Batman says. That's awesome.
This is what I hate to come out of my office.
We should be working together. Batman and Robin always sound like home.
Thank you for that.
That's exactly what Batman says. That's awesome.
This is what I hate to come out of my office.
We should be working together. Batman and Robin always sound like home.
It's like his birthday where she ended up flirting with him the entire night while completely ignoring the plan.
Oh, is that what Gary got?
Yeah, it's even worse. That guy's girlfriend was also there. She apparently didn't give a damn about her feelings as well, even though both the girlfriend. Ryan kept giving her during this whole time. However, Kate, on the other hand, tried to gaslight Ryan and think she did nothing wrong, because he felt awful under saying that. She infuriated fans because Piper likely thought she could get away with it if she just plays it calm. However, it in fact ended up being much more than laughs and jokes, because Ryan didn't talk to her for 2 days after, and when Piper then went in for a hug, he finally snapped. But Piper, on the other hand, was still being wrong to so holy moly, guacamole, legendary story there. So Gasly, thinking he's just overreacting, that she was, in fact, a victim of the relationship. Ryan was really not happy it since this wasn't the first time Piper played with his feelings. In fact, what makes this whole thing even worse is that Piper already used this guy Cameron to get Ryan jealous when they first started dating. She even made them fight over her when she introduced Candace to Rex, which set Ryan off instantly.
The music in the film was just so nostalgic, amazing. I was jamming when I heard Happy. I was like, I need to get up and dance. So many songs that I know and love.
For real.
For real. I'm so excited for everyone to see this.
Fans were just as shocked as Ryan was, because Piper was gatekeeping the information for the public for the longest time. But as if that wasn't big enough of a bombshell, Piper also admitted she and Cam were casually hooked up after she broke up with Lance.
What are you worried about? Like, I just got out of a relationship with my mom.
Ryan was at less speechless than fans. However, we need to point out that none of this is probably true, and Ryan is fully aware of it because he intellectually knows these are all just stunts. He's also part of them because he gets paid for it. What do you think? Is Piper doing too much to make Ryan jealous? Or do you think it's all nothing that he's in on it?
To him posting videos of some girls vibing to his song at some salon with some questionable lyrics. And like that wasn't enough, DDG went on his No Ordinary podcast with his homies Jay Cinco and Vaughn to throw some subtle curveballs at Hallie, starting off by asking each other their specs in women. Now, I don't know if it's a severe case of amnesia, but this is someone who literally just broke up a few days ago. So why is he out here making banters about booties and tits with his friends? If I were Hallie, I would literally be dying of embarrassment, because what gives? Now, if anyone was ever sad this duo split up, they'd be thanking the heavens now that Hallie dodged a bullet. Now, as things progressed on the podcast, DDG also talked about how being in a relationship was a waste of time, going as far as equating it with having a part-time job, and boy, what a time to be dishing out relationship advice. And the craziest part was the reason he gave for this advice. Tell about a relationship. relationship is a distraction because you have to put in some effort and put your partner's feelings into consideration, okay? But that's why it's called a relationship. And like a lot of fans, I'm just out here wondering if DDG ever liked Hallie or he was just with her to feel like he could date someone of her caliber and make a baby mama out of her. Now, before I delve into the comments, I'd just like to drop some piece of advice for all my girlies out there. Avoid men like this like the plague. Now, here are some comments from this chaotic situation. The amount of interviews he's giving is like he's got a new movie coming out. Drop the project. Already and leave us be. Another person said DDG is basically on the world's breakup tour right now, and I couldn't agree less. And this person said he's on a press tour. Man is on a presser for a breakup. She left him, and he's butthurt trying to control the narrative. Now, y'all, these comments have been spot on, because while DDG's been out here doing a lot of talking, Hallie has been on the low, and I'm pretty sure y'all are curious about what she's got to say, so I'm going to tell y'all straight up to watch this space for more juicy goss.
Another reason to be a good driver is saving money. Another reason to be a good driver is saving money. Another reason to be a good driver is saving money.
Not doing how bad. Get down. Taking prize. Proud of y'all. People are into it. Fire. Not doing how bad. Get down. Taking prize. Proud of y'all. People are into it. Fire. Not doing how bad. Get down. Taking prize. Proud of y'all. People are into it. Fire. Not doing how bad. Get down. Taking prize. Proud of y'all. People are into it. Fire. Not doing how bad. Get down. Taking prize. Proud of y'all.
Imagine being 14 years old and making a decision that would change